A local woman has a warning tonight after she suffered a severe and debilitating allergic reaction and had no idea to what for weeks.
It led her down a painful path, and we want to warn you, some of the images you are about to see are graphic.
As Jessica Jones unwraps the bandages around her ankle, the trauma she has endured becomes clear.
Do you think that you're going to have scars forever?
I do. I really do.
The result of what she thought was a medical mystery, painfully unraveled as something quite common.
As the dermatologist said, they see it all the time, but they've never seen anything as severe as this.
It started as a red splotch on her ankle in mid-February.
Noticed that at work one day, my ankles was feeling tight.
Jessica thought it was a spider bite. Her primary care doctor said it was cellulitis, a common bacterial skin infection. He prescribed antibiotics and steroids and sent her home. By the next day, the pain was overwhelming, and there were blisters.
It really scared me because I'm thinking, okay, what is going on?
A trip to the emergency room in Picayune, Mississippi, the diagnosis, bullous pemphigoid, a rare skin condition related to an autoimmune disorder. Doctors prescribed pain pills and steroid cream. Within days, the blisters were so big, Jessica could hardly walk.
It was just the most miserable pain I've ever felt in my life, and I would just sit there and cry.
2 more visits to 2 different hospitals. One diagnosis, a photosensitivity rash. The other said it could be systemic lupus erythematosus. More antibiotics, pain pills, and creams. No improvement, no relief.
It scared me, you know, because I'm thinking, what if they have to amputate my feet? I mean, that was going through my mind.
Now the blisters were monstrous, wrapping around her ankles, and she was confined to a wheelchair.
As they're telling me this is lupus erythematosus, and I said, this is getting worse. I said, I've, been on all these antibiotics, these steroids, creams, nothing's working. And I said, I can't take it anymore. I'm done.
Almost 2 weeks after her first doctor's visit, she called 911 and asked for an ambulance to take her to Ochsner Hospital in New Orleans. After hours in the emergency room, one doctor seemingly asked the right question.
And then she says, new shoes. And I said, yes, new shoes, a week and a half ago.
You see, Jessica had bought this new pair of sandals, a popular brand you can buy in boutiques, shoe stores, even online. She was trying to break them in.
I noticed after a couple of days of wearing them, the top of my foot was getting sore. I said, but didn't think nothing of it because shoes have always done it to me whenever I've tightened straps up on them.
It was all starting to make sense because even her hands where she had touched the shoes had gotten irritated. Doctors at Ochsner unraveled the mystery.
She says where the strap is located on the shoe is exactly where your burns are. And I said, burns. And she says, this is looking like a chemical burn from leather more than the bullous pemphigoid lupus.
The diagnosis? Contact dermatitis, a severe allergic reaction to something in the shoes she had paid $25 for.
You are in no way, shape, or form blaming this on
No.
the shoemaker, the shoe manufacturer, the store you bought them from.
No. It's not their fault. This was a freak thing that my skin reacted to.
The doctors who treated Jessica here at Ochsner's emergency room were not available for comment, but we wanted to know how common of a reaction is this and how to recognize the symptoms.
The severity of it is a bit unusual. The actual disorder is not unusual at all.
Dr. Robert Benson has been a board-certified dermatologist for 36 years and with Jessica's permission looked over her medical records.
Suspected contact dermatitis, new sandals. She essentially had, at the end of the day, she had second-degree burns.
Dr. Benson says it's estimated 10 to 20% of the population suffers from some type of contact allergy. This one was likely whatever was used to tan Jessica's leather sandals or the dye used in the manufacturing process.
Leather comes from all over the world. We don't know what they've used maybe to tan it and to get it into the form that it can be used in apparel. And And so that's a common thing, but the severity of this is unusual. It could also have been secondarily infected on top of the allergic reaction, which would make it that much worse.
He says recognizing the symptoms of any contact dermatitis early is key, especially when it's related to shoes.
So as soon as you see both sides, you have to immediately recognize it may be something that was in contact with both sides. And then after that, the usual redness and blistering and itching and inflammation, and don't wait too long to get it checked out.
You start to get soreness in your feet. Just be cautious.
Jessica can walk again, but she says she may never wear leather shoes again. She just hopes no one else has to follow in her painful path.
I don't wish this on anybody because this was miserable. The worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
Now, it's not 100% clear what Jessica's allergic to, whether it's the tanning agent used in the leather or a dye, but she is planning to undergo a thorough skin allergy test. Now, I did reach out to the shoe manufacturer to see if they've received similar complaints, but have not heard back from them yet.